Hi guys, welcome to ExamDebug. Chris McKenna here again, and we're going to be doing a last little class on computer law, and this one's going to be hopefully a little shorter than the last one. Okay, so you are in the computer lab one day, and you go to the computer, and it turns out that someone else has forgotten to log out of their Facebook account. Now you could close it, you could log out, but instead you make a choice and you say, oh, actually I'm going to go and I'm going to look about in here and see what's going on. In fact, you've done that, and then you go a step further. You say, oh, actually I'm going to start changing some of this information. Have you broken the law? So think about it, you post something as one of your friends, knowingly, you've made a choice, you know that it's maybe immoral, but is it illegal? Well, the answer would be probably yes, oddly enough. So be careful with this. So this all comes under the Computer Misuse Act. And again, I have to sort of stipulate here, it's going to be different from country to country. So I'm going to be focusing on the UK laws. I think the US has pretty similar laws as well. However, country to country is going to be different. And the computer misuse are laws to prevent people using computers in inappropriate ways. Now, oddly enough, in the UK, these were actually quite recent laws, relatively speaking. I think in the 90s or something, these laws came out. And I guess before that, there were computers, there were other laws that dealt with most stuff, but maybe hacking became more of a thing then. Okay, so we're going to have a look. There's 3 laws, and they're quite similar, but we'll have a look at them. I'm going to give you the exact word of the law, just because that's often quite important. Okay, so unauthorized access to computer material. So in the case of our student who went there, they accessed the Facebook page and they started looking at the other person's information. Now the key thing here is it was deliberate. If you happened to turn it on and it was open at their profile page with all their details and you happen to see that, that is of course not illegal. That's just their fault as much as it is yours. But if you deliberately go into a computer that you have not been authorized to access, then you are, in the UK at least, breaking the law. And as we've seen last time though, companies have specific laws, or people holding data, that they're required to secure your data. So in many cases this means you would have to be actually trying to access it or hacking in some way. In the UK you can get up to 2 years, although that's in prison, as well as fines and other things, but that's probably your maximum. In reality it's going to be a lot less than that, but yeah, you could get into some serious trouble. Okay, the second one is unauthorized access with intent to commit or facilitate commission of further offences. Now all that means is when you access it, you're not just looking. You've decided you are going to use that information to commit some other crime. For example, someone accesses a bank. Now, they don't just look at someone else's account information. What they try and do is they want to steal the money. They want to change the data to increase the amount of money that they have in their account. Or maybe a student hacks into the school computer system with the intention of increasing their own grades. Again, this would then be this sort of next level of offence. And that's going to get you up to 5 years in prison in the UK. Again, different country to country. And then the final one is unauthorised access with intent to impair or with recklessness as to impairing operation of computer, etc. All that means is you're hacking in, or you're breaking in, you're accessing the computer without permission, and you are trying to destroy either the computer or destroy the way the computer works. So this would be things like spreading viruses inside of a computer would be covered under this one. So you're not just trying to access the information, you're not just trying to change the information, you're deliberately trying to destroy the whole system or break the system or impair the system in some ways. So think of like viruses that cause things to shut down, cause computers to stop working, or probably I think denial of service attacks would be included under this. I don't know, because you're not accessing. Anyway, that's something to think about. Anyway, definitely viruses would be included under this one because you're trying to damage the computer itself. And that one up to 10 years, which is quite a long time. So be very careful, even if you're just, I know a lot of people play about with hacking and they want to try it out. Only try it when you have permission from, or use your own server or something. Don't go and try and hack into your local bank. You potentially could be spending quite a lot of time behind bars. All right, so fairly short one. Oh yeah, and these are like the computer-specific offenses, but there are a whole bunch of other offenses that you can commit online. Of course, things like distribution of, say for example, pornography or child pornography, or trying to sell drugs. Any of these things, I mean, these happen online, but it is covered by other laws. So just because it doesn't fit into those three categories doesn't mean that it's necessarily legal. Oddly enough, the one I was looking at, that's quite interesting, was impersonating someone online. If you say you are someone else, then that's actually not illegal, but because of other laws to do with privacy and things like this in the UK, it's almost impossible to then not go on to commit other crimes because of it, like giving away another person's personal information. Although I think impersonating yourself as a fictional character, or impersonating a fiction, or trying to, like, just pretending being someone you made up, I don't think that's illegal. But again, if you're trying to do it for nefarious means, it would then become illegal in itself. Okay, so that's all our computer ones. We had copyright, we had data protection, and we have the Computer Misuse Act. So, okay, what about your country? Maybe go and research, find out what are the specific laws and the specific details, what are the punishments in your country for breaking these laws, or do you have these laws? And then think about it, if you were going to start again, if you're knowing what you know now, maybe you can have a debate in your class. Like what laws would you make? Which would you keep from here? What would you add? And what would be the punishments for people breaking these laws? Maybe you can have a debate, you can have a bit of a fight about it, and if you come to any conclusions, of course, you can let us know in the comments. Anyway, that's all from me today. Please like, subscribe if this has been useful, and check out our other videos as well.